martial arts is a system and traditions of combat practices, which are practiced for a variety of reasons, such as self-defense, competition, physical health, entertainment, as well as mental, physical, and spiritual development. But there are those who practice martial arts for sheer passion. Today we talk about a man whose passion lies within the arts and how he turned his passion into a way of life. That man is Master Reza Monfaradi. At the age of 14, Monfaradi started Hapkido under instructor Jamil Hussein, then moved on under the supervision of the late Master Kang. Shortly after receiving his black belt, he started teaching, but that wasn't enough. He moved on to compete in several world championships in countries like Finland, USA, and Brazil. Towards the end of 1995, Monfaradi became the leading instructor of Hapkido in Bahrain. But an unfortunate accident left him paralyzed with lots of complications. While sparring with a student, Monfaradi fell face first and broke his neck.
The neck injury was pretty bad. It happened sometime in late 1995. At that time I was doing Hapkido, it's a Korean martial art, and I was sparring with one of my students, and we fell and landed in a very awkward position. My hands were caught, I landed face first, and my neck hyperextended, and I fractured C2 and C3 in my neck. That resulted in a spinal cord injury, which resulted in me being paralyzed grade 0 on my left side, and a loss of temperature and pain sensitivity on my right side. It took a very long time to recover. I was on a flat bed for 2.5 months, and it took 8 months with the rehab, and 2 years to fully recover. But with that kind of injury you never fully recover. I've left with some disabilities in my body which never show, but I know about them, but thank God. And you want to talk about life-changing experiences, that's one, and I always look at it as a positive life-changing experience.
His injury was so severe, he spent 2 years in rehab, undergoing intense physical therapy with constant medical attention. After 2 years of rehab, Monfaradi was no longer able to train due to the seriousness of his injury. But instead of wasting time, he took the next flight to California to continue his education. During his studies in the United States, he was exposed to another style of martial arts called Brazilian Jiu-jitsu, and despite the complications from his injury, Monfaradi decided to get back to his training and kill his curiosity by giving Brazilian Jiu-jitsu a shot.
Yeah, my introduction to other martial arts came when I traveled to the United States to pursue my studies. As soon as I was there and settled, I started looking for a Jiu-jitsu school, Brazilian Jiu-jitsu. And in the same school that I used to train in, they used to teach boxing, wrestling, MMA, and various other martial arts. And at that point, I started getting into other martial arts. Namely, I was focused completely on Brazilian Jiu-jitsu, but I also attended some classes of MMA and wrestling just to feel the difference. And I really enjoyed, having the opportunity of doing several martial arts at the same time. And that was the start of it.
After completing his education, Monfaradi returned to Bahrain ready to pass his knowledge of Brazilian Jiu-jitsu. But unfortunately, his fellow martial artists were not open to learning his new style, and he was asked to stop. Turning this obstacle into an opportunity, Monfaradi decided to part ways and open his own Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
After I went to the States to pursue my studies, and of course there I started training Jiu-jitsu. Spent 4 years there. I came back here around 2000, year 2000, and that's when the idea started clicking, and I started working on it to have multiple martial arts under one center, under one roof.
In 2002, Monfaradi received a letter from the General Organization of Youth and Sports, approving his request to open his own Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu academy. After receiving the approval to open his own academy, the idea of having a martial arts center with multiple styles came to his mind, and given his martial arts background, he decided to add the most practical method of stand-up fighting, commonly known as Muay Thai.
Regarding Muay Thai and why I chose Muay Thai, the reason is alongside Jiu-Jitsu I wanted to have a striking martial art to put into my center. The future idea of having a center with multiple martial arts, and when I look at things in the reality and practicality of them, and to me Muay Thai was one of the most practical martial arts in terms of stand-up, because when the idea came from what martial arts are practical and people can actually benefit from them in self-defense and real-life situations. And along Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai has proven itself also to be one of the best self-defenses when it comes to striking martial arts. My students are, like my family, and I say that from my heart. The thing is that I have always this saying, which is blood makes you relatives, loyalty makes you family, and I really stick by this. I have many loyal students that have been with me for a very long time, and many more are coming, and I've always seen my students as my family, and I really enjoy their company. I spend more time in my center than anywhere else, and these people around me supporting each other and being around for each other is just priceless. Like to have people like this around you, and that's all that I can say. It's just amazing to have these people around me.
Let's go! Yeah! For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard. Whether whether it's the beat or the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him. But fuck him, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still even him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him cause he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects, never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote, his will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds, the skill of an artist.
This is 20% skill, 80% beer, be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would've thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verse, this dude is the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots and stocks through the roof. I heard he fucking with that
This
stock.
is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
They call him Ryu, he's sick and he's spitting fire. And Mike got him out the dryer, he's hot. Found him in Fort Minor with top, but a fucking nihilist porcupine. He's a prick, he's a cock. The type women wanna be within rappers, hope he gets shot. 8 years in the making, patiently waiting to blow.